You remember the day your pet left, the room suddenly feeling far too still, yet inside that silence a searching question echoed, asking whether their spark continues. You sense the answer every time you recall their warm gaze, because a subtle pulse of recognition brushes your heart, reminding you that no genuine bond ever vanishes. When the body rests, an unseen breath carries forward, and you, as witness and guardian, play a hidden part in that unfolding journey. Your companion's lifetime always felt short compared with yours, yet their essence stretches beyond calendars, continuing to learn through cycles of experience. You already know this because the affection you shared keeps vibrating within you, guiding small daily choices toward gentler paths. By nurturing that memory, you help their evolving awareness sense love as the universe's primary language, even from across dimensions. Not every creature has an individualized soul in the way you do. Insects still function through collective intelligence, flowing like a single organism spread across many wings. Mammals and birds, however, carry emerging identities that sparkle separately, and you can often glimpse that individuality when a familiar tail wags or feathers fluff in greeting. As consciousness grows, each incarnation lets instinct gradually refine itself toward clear intention, and your everyday kindness accelerates that shift immeasurably. Imagine the soul of an animal moving through millions of embodiments, slowly trading raw impulse for the first glimmer of reason. During these earlier stages, there is no karma in the sense you know because free will has not yet flourished. Instinct remains the primary compass, yet consistent exposure to your patience and empathy plants seeds that will later bloom as thoughtful choice. You become a living bridge between instinct and insight. You may have noticed pets staring into corners, barking at empty air, or retreating moments before an argument erupts. These sensitivities reveal the subtle perception many animals carry, working like antennae that scan energetic weather around your home. When negative vibrations linger, they often absorb or deflect that turbulence, sparing you heaviness you never realized was near. A gentle stroke across their fur both rewards and cleanses them, allowing the exchange to complete in mutual healing. When death arrives, specialized guardians in the spiritual plane welcome these souls with immediate tenderness, soothing physical echoes faster than human spirits normally recover. You help this passage each time you release grief through gratitude instead of despair, because your calm acceptance forms a luminous corridor that guides them toward gentle hands already waiting. They feel that pathway like a warm breeze nudging wings toward safe skies. Reincarnation soon follows, orchestrated by magnetic affinity. Souls that once curled beside you often locate your household again, choosing a new body that fits the era and environment you inhabit next. That inexplicable sense of familiarity when you meet a new pet is more than nostalgia. It is the reunion of spirits who have studied love together across lifetimes. When you open your door to them, you continue a curriculum started long before this morning. Between incarnations, these souls rest in vast green sanctuaries positioned near Earth's biosphere, minimizing distance and easing swift returns. Picture rolling pastures, crystalline lakes, and gentle caregivers tending to every need with joyous devotion. Animals roam freely, discovering harmony even among species that once chased each other in the wild, because fear dissolves where abundance and guidance coexist. Recovery here is play, and play becomes preparation for the next adventure in flesh. Many human spirits who loved veterinary work during earthly years volunteer in these fields of light, continuing their calling without prescription pads or physical instruments. They attune directly to spiritual anatomy, adjusting energy patterns that might have frayed during a difficult exit from life. Your compassionate memories of skilled healers contribute to that workforce, inviting them through resonance to keep serving beyond bodily limits. These intermediary realms remain close to mountains, forests, and oceans where incarnate animals dwell, allowing seamless movement between planes. The logistics resemble a well-oiled migration route, preventing unnecessary strain on countless small souls who reincarnate frequently. You indirectly support this efficiency by respecting natural cycles, choosing actions that minimize harm to habitats, and acknowledging all species as partners in planetary growth. Contact with human consciousness is the catalyst that will eventually launch an animal soul into the next level, self-aware reasoning similar to yours. Whenever you teach a command with patience or sit quietly sharing breath, you demonstrate qualities that instinct alone cannot supply. Over time, those impressions weave into the animal's energetic matrix, preparing them to recognize themselves as distinct beings capable of making moral choices. Your responsibility therefore surpasses basic care. Each affectionate word, gentle boundary, or playful session transfers information about trust, curiosity, and cooperation, skills essential for conscious evolution. When frustration arises, pausing to redirect with calm clarity shows them how wisdom subordinates force. You record these lessons within their subtle memory far more deeply than any treat or toy. Grief often keeps you scanning rooms after loss, half expecting the familiar paw steps to return. In truth, that spirit frequently lingers nearby, observing your adjustment period and offering invisible warmth. Sometimes you catch their presence through a sudden whiff of fur scent, a paw-like pressure on the blanket, or a dream where they bound toward you under dazzling light. Instead of dismissing those moments, treat them as legitimate visits validated by genuine affection crossing dimensions. Your willingness to accept those encounters without demanding them allows the soul to decide when to appear, safeguarding both of you from unhealthy attachment. Express gratitude aloud, share memories that uplift, and then release them back to their journey, trusting reunion will unfold whenever growth aligns. This emotional freedom acts as a beacon, guiding their next steps with confidence rather than tethering them to your sadness. Some listeners worry that animals suffering violent deaths might carry trauma into the afterlife. Specialized caregivers address exactly that, surrounding such souls with stabilizing energy that smooths frayed peri-spiritual tissue. Rapid therapy includes immersive play, soothing vibrations, and opportunities to practice safe embodiment in gentle simulations before embarking on another physical life. Your empathetic prayers reinforce that work, adding extra restorative force from the material side. You might wonder how an animal chooses its next home. Attraction operates through shared frequency, matching personalities, unfinished lessons, and mutual affection. If your household kept love flowing, the soul recognizes that signature from across realms and naturally gravitates back. Conversely, if your circumstances shift where another guardian can teach an essential lesson, the soul's inner compass directs it accordingly, trusting the design of universal harmony. In spacious meadows between worlds, carnivores no longer need to hunt because nourishment arrives through energy. Predators and prey mingle without threat, revealing that violence was always an earthly mechanism rather than an eternal law. Observing that unity inspires you to imagine new possibilities for peaceful coexistence among species here and now. By choosing compassion in nutrition, advocacy, or sustainable choices, you help bring glimpses of that meadow into physical reality. Eventually, instinct will yield to reflective thought in these beings, and they will begin incarnating within more advanced forms, perhaps among future human societies or other planetary classrooms. When that threshold approaches, the soul recalls your influence like a milestone, recognizing that love was the bridge leading away from raw survival toward conscious creativity. Realizing this connection deepens your commitment to live as a wise steward rather than an accidental bystander. You might feel small in the face of cosmic timelines, yet moment by moment you carry profound leverage. Stroke a companion with mindful presence, greet neighborhood animals kindly, support sanctuaries, and vote for ecological protection. Each decision amplifies collective evolution and echoes into invisible chambers where souls gather courage to expand. When you protect an animal from harm, you protect an embryonic civilization learning compassion through your example. Losing a pet still hurts intensely because physical absence contrasts sharply with ongoing spiritual closeness. Allow yourself to mourn fully, crying when memories surge, yet temper each tear with appreciation for shared moments. This balanced grief broadcasts a stable frequency that encourages the soul to progress while feeling honored rather than abandoned. In return, signs of their well-being will reach you precisely when your heart needs them most. During anniversaries, you may light a candle, speak their name, or place a favorite toy on a shelf with fresh flowers. Such gentle rituals create pockets of resonance that spirits easily locate, visiting briefly to exchange loving reassurance. Afterward, carry that warmth outward by volunteering at shelters, adopting when ready, or simply treating every creature you meet as a fragile traveler in a vast evolutionary project. Reflect for a moment on the possibility that your own distant past included lifetimes within fur, feather, or fin. Consider how patient guidance from preceding guardians helped shape your present capacity for empathy. Recognizing this lineage transforms kindness toward animals from sentimental hobby into sacred reciprocity, balancing scales that span epochs. What you extend today perpetuates a cycle of nurturing that eventually returns multiplied. The next time your pet looks deeply into your eyes, hear the unspoken lesson: be present, love generously, protect wisely. Those simple truths form the curriculum of ascension for every soul, whether sheltered by skin or whiskers. Your mutual journey reveals that enlightenment is never solitary. It radiates through relationships, crossing species, worlds, and eras until all consciousness recognizes itself in every glance. As you end this video, breathe slowly and sense the animal companions you have known, alive or departed. Feel their gratitude glowing in soft hues around you, acknowledging every walk, cuddle, and whispered promise. Resolve to honor them by treating every living being with heightened respect, because each act of compassion accelerates collective ascension. When your final heartbeat arrives, perhaps a familiar tail will wag in greeting, confirming that love indeed outlives flesh and guides every traveler home.